Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. Today we're looking at cost as linear functions. I emphasize the word functions because we're looking at two cost graphs and we have to make a decision about which taxi, in this case, gets hired and at what point it's worth hiring one as opposed to the other. So this is a fairly common sort of problem. We have two taxis, taxi A, taxi B. They have different fare structures. The minute you get in taxi A, there's a $5 charge. The minute you get in taxi B, there's a $6 charge. Their rate per kilometre is 50 cents in this case and 35 cents in this case. It's maybe wildly this may be wildly off the mark in reality, but it's useful for our purposes. Okay, so if we graph those, having converted them into linear functions, what we get is we get something that looks like this, and there's a little bit of explaining to do here. So the cost function for taxi A, cost is equal to 0.5 times the number of kilometres plus $5, which if I put 10 kilometres into this, I get $10. So that's 0.5 times 10 plus 5, $10. Taxi B, it's 35 cents a kilometre plus $6. And if I go 10 kilometres in this taxi, it is 0.35 times 10, which is $3.50, plus 6, which gives me $9.50. And when I graph that, this is what I get. And I want to focus in on this. So we'll start with taxi A. The fixed cost, the minute I get into that taxi and I haven't gone any distance, there's a $5 charge. And then as the taxi heads off and goes up to 10 kilometres, this is a graph of what I will owe the taxi driver. And at the end of this 10-kilometre ride, I will owe the taxi driver $10. So that's what I got from putting $10 into this function. And so this is the line for function A here. It goes through here, and function A winds up here. So this is A here, this is A here. And you will notice, of course, that they cross over. Now, let's look at function B. We'll just get that into frame so you can see this. So function B, I get in the car, and it's $6 immediately. And away we go for a 10-kilometre ride, and at the end of that, I owe the taxi driver $9.50. Now, you can see at this point that it's more expensive to go with A than to go with B. Over here, say from this point backwards, it's more expensive to go with B than with A. And there is a point in the middle-ish here, probably actually to the right of 6 kilometres, so further out than the middle, to be honest. Somewhere a little bit beyond 6 kilometres, where these two charge the same amount for taking you the same distance. And that's the next thing that we're going to look at. Okay, so how do we figure that out? Well, we've graphed it here, but my graphs are never accurate enough to get the precise point. All I know is that it's more than 6, a little bit more than 6, and quite a bit less than 8. That's the best I can say. So a little bit more than 6, quite a bit less than 8. Okay. Right, so where is the point at which A is greater than B? Well, in order to answer that, we need to find out where A is equal to B. And what you can see from this graph is that here B is more than A, here A is more than B, and here they're equal. So we're interested in what this point is. To the right of this point, A is more than B. A is greater than B, more expensive than B. So what do? A small simultaneous equation. We make A equal to B. So where is A equal to B? It is equal to B where 5k plus 5 equals 3.5k plus 6. Right, so we gather up the like terms, put the k's together, So 0.5 minus 3.5k is equal to 6 minus 5. So that comes over here and becomes negative. This goes over here and becomes negative. We wind up with 0.15k equals 1. So 1 divided by, make that 1 a little bigger so it's obvious, by 0.15. 1 divided by 0.15 is equal to, as it turns out, 6 2/3 of a kilometre. If we look back at this graph, I said to you that it was somewhere a bit further than 6 kilometres, quite a bit less than 8. That point there is 6 2/3 of a kilometre, where these are equal. So, to answer this question, where is A more expensive than B? It's more expensive than B if you go more than 6 2/3 of a kilometre. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.